Good afternoon, Andy. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Do let me know in the comments where you are, or what you're doing. If you're knitting, are you knitting something? I've just had my lunch, so I'm not actually knitting anything. But I'd love to know where you are, what you're doing, what you're up to. Are the children back at school near you or in your household? It's a fun time of year, isn't it? The back to school craziness. It just goes on and on and on. I have some questions here that I'm asked, and I have been asked for this knit along. So I'm going to go through them. And if you have any more questions, or you just have a question because you fancy asking it, then go for it. Just stick something in the comments here. And yeah, do let me know who you are, where you're from, where you are, and all that sort of thing. It'd be lovely to get to know who's here. I can see 6 people on the live currently. So who are you? And where are you? And what are you? Are you knitting? I'm going to get started. Where shall we start? Where is the knit along? And how do I join? So the knit along is hosted over in the Academy. And this is the courses website that I have for all of the digital courses. And if we do a live course, then the option is there to add comments. So that's what I open up with the knit along. We open up the course, so all of the videos are there. We have all of the videos separate so that the comments don't just get all over the place and complicated. And we have a community course as well. You've got the welcome video, you've got all of the things that will help you move through, and there's the conversation over there as well. So we have the community and the tutorials, and you are given access to both, and that's happening this Saturday. We're starting, and that's all in the Academy. You'll get emails on Saturday morning giving you the chance to join and sign in. Many of you will have been in courses before, so you just have to log in with your original password, or you know how these things are. If you've lost your password, you can just request a new one. So that's an option as well. And if you are new to it, then you're just asked to create a login and a password. So all you need is your first name and your email address and your login. I will have already input your email address and your first name because that's how I get you into the course platform. So you're already in there pretty much. You just need to decide on your password and get yourself in. So that all happens on Saturday morning. And then every time you want to have a chat and ask questions or just see what everyone else is up to and join in the community spirit, then you can join in the community, and then you can look at all of the videos over in the separate part of the Academy. So those two things are part of the course platform, the Knit with Hannah Academy. Like I said, all of the links, and you will be sent those by email on Saturday morning. So that's where it is, and you sign up. I did have one question. Do I need to sign into the website before I join? No, you don't, because you join over on the knitwithhannah.co.uk website. That is there. I've put that in the live chat. I don't know where the links are compared to where I'm sitting. I'm confused. It's either up there, or it's up there, or it's down here with the live chat. I don't know. I would imagine it depends on whether you're watching on a mobile device or on a desktop, like I'm using the desktop at the moment. So yeah, knitwithhannah.co.uk. I've put that as a pinned link at the top of the chat here. So if you want to, you can go and join with that link. That takes you to the main website where all of the rest of the stuff is in the shop with all the knitting patterns, etc. And you join there by choosing the digital access. That's the only thing that's available now. The kits are all gone, so there aren't any kits left, and you can use your stash, you can use substitute yarn, like following the video. And if you join now and decide on your yarn today, you can bet you can have it delivered to you by Monday. And you can start knitting next week. There are lots of videos for you to watch before you even start knitting inside the knit along. So I help you get organized and find the materials and all that sort of stuff inside the knit along. So that's all there for you too. The other option is indeed to go to a knitting shop this weekend. You can bet you can find yarn when you go out. Take the substitution options, take even the color options that we already have. Here we have Iolite, Aluminium and Boulder. That was well remembered. Maritime, Winter Blue and Alabaster is the white color. So that's that one. So you can pick out those colors that are already knitted up in there, so you can already see what they look like. That's an option too. And on the thumbnail of this video, I've gone and left it in the other room, haven't I? There is Iolite. No, I can't remember those colours because I've never used them before. It's a pinky plum colour. It's a summery yellow colour. And the white is a clay. I'm sorry, I can't remember. Peony is the pink, but I've never knitted with that yellow before. It's not the cumin that is there behind me. It's a different yellow. It's a brighter summery yellow. So those three colours are something you might like to choose as well. But pick any colours. Let's just have a look, shall we? I have some yarn sat here of the right type. We have a blue, burgundy and green. They look quite nice together. You could even use that blue maybe with brown. I know I've got some more here. Got lots of different colours. Let's have a look. I did hold back the yarns for myself because I do want to use them again. Now, that would be nice. So we have the blues, or what would be nice as well, even more blues. All of those together in a cowl. That would be good. I don't actually know what this one's called, but it's like a cobalt blue. It's not difficult to find it when you're looking for this on a website. So those colours together, that's the maritime, and this is the winter blue with a cobalt blue. That would be lovely. What other colours? We've got more greens here. Greens. There you go. And you could definitely, like I suggested, you can always use a neutral. If you find two blues, two greens, two yellows, or something that you like, use a neutral to just shape it out and give it a third colour. That's an easy way to go if you want a third colour. So yeah, go and find yourself some colours. Go and find yourself some yarn this weekend. There's more than enough time, and you can have a shifty over on the a yarn website. It won't be difficult to find some yarn this weekend. So yeah, all you have to do is go over to the website and join with the digital access, which will give you the pattern. You will also get the knitting pattern on Saturday when we open up. You can download it, you can put it on your iPad or on your phone, you can print it off. I love knitting from printed patterns. It just works for me. I like that. The first videos will be ready for you then as well. And then further into the knit along, I'll just release them when they're needed. I'll probably release most of them on Monday. And then there's a leftover pattern that I'll be sharing with you later on probably in the 3rd week. So once you finish the cowl, you can start knitting the leftover pattern as well. So yeah, that's how you join. Go over to the website, pick the digital access option, and then go through checkout, and you're in. I will upload everyone to the Academy website who's joined the knit along on Saturday morning. Okay, is it a forum? Do I have to chat? It's different to a forum because we're not all mixed up with everyone else. So it's private, it's secluded in a way, and we're focused. You're not going to get distracted by, for example, if we were on Ravelry or if we were on Discord or something like that, then all of these other things going on at the same time. It's easy to get distracted, isn't it? But here we are inside the Knit with Hannah Academy, and it's just that. That's all that's happening. That's the only communication and community that's happening at this time. So that's all it is. You're not going to get distracted, and it's private as well. So the only people who were in there will see your comments, so you can share any problems you have. It's separate to the tutorials, like I said. So again, we just don't get too lost within everything else. So we have the different conversations like Q&A, general knitting natter. It's a bit like Facebook, but it's a lot more organized. And then every week, every Monday, I upload a podcast, like an audio lesson, kind of like a YouTube video, but it's audio. And then that is something you can listen to just to give you some inspiration for your knitting over the week. And you can share comments on anything within the community area, and you can share your posts and your photographs as well. So just feel free to have a chat with everyone and share how you're getting on, what you're doing, and if you're knitting something else at the same time, then do let us know about that as well. We all want to see which different yarns everyone's using. I know a lot of you are using the kits, so that's going to be fun, seeing everyone getting on with them and having fun. You can join in as much or as little as you like. There is absolutely no obligation to say, I've joined the knit along, then I have to chat. No, you don't. You can do what you like. Be you. You do you. We are all individuals and we all prefer doing different things in different places. So I'm someone who is more than happy to do community chatting online. If I'm out and about, I'd rather chat to an individual rather than a group. And I'd be much happier if it's someone who I trust. So either a friend or someone who's already shown that they're going to help me, like in a shop or something. Then they're offering to help me and they're there to give me some support. Then I will say, okay, yeah, I'm happy to communicate. But it may not appear it because I run a YouTube channel, but I am an introvert. I mean, there's introvert and extrovert. I think we're all probably a bit in the middle, but I veer towards the introvert. So, yeah, I'm much happier in forums online. Okay. Oh yes, I do get this question. Are the videos on YouTube? I've already said they're somewhere else. They're inside the Academy, just like a digital course. So those who have joined the knit along will be the only ones who get to see those videos. They are totally exclusive to the knit along. So that's something to note as well. Now, this is something. Oh, we've had more people join. Do let us know where you are in the comments. I'd love to know what part of the world you're joining from. It's midday here. I've just had my lunch. Yeah, I'm thinking some of you may only just have woken up and some of you are about to go to bed. So I'd love to know where you are. And of course, if it's your lunch hour too, hey, what are you having for lunch? So this is something that I've actually had asked on other knit-alongs as well. Can I just use a single colour instead of multiple? So it's quite obvious that this is not a texture thing, it's a colour thing. So you are much better off doing multiple colours. You could use 2, and you just switch between 2 colours instead of 3. So that is an option, and you'd need more yarn if you wanted to do that. But it will be much more of a match to the pattern if you use 3. If you use 1 ball of yarn and you decide not to do the colour work, then it's not going to have the thickness that this has, because by using 2 colours of yarn, you have 2 colours going across each row where the colour is. So it's very noticeable that that part of the knitting pattern is thicker. So that's purposeful as well. You want to be nice and thick and cozy with a warm, thicker fabric for autumn and winter. So that's why this actually works really well. So yeah, a single ball of yarn only doing 1 colour, probably not ideal. You could use 2 and just follow a couple of the pattern options, but I'm not really sure it would work as well, certainly, as the 3. If this was a texture that was making it thicker rather than a colour, then yes, but it's not the texture that makes it thicker and makes it what it is, it's the colour. So I would definitely say this isn't an ideal project for only using 1 colour. If we were doing lots of different blanket squares with lots of different textures, then yes, that's kind of more like it. Like we did last winter actually. But I'd say with this, you really need 3 colours. Now, can I use a different yarn? Yes, you can go and watch the substitute yarn video, where I go through the different yarns that I found that would work and wouldn't work. Now, I can't find the other one. That's one of them. This is the King Cole Homespun DK. I can't really get you to see that. The light isn't really working. I think you can see that. Oh, crikey. I'm sorry. I don't have a choice right now. Ads are about to appear. So I will try not to say anything particularly interesting. YouTube has started putting ads on my videos when I don't actually want them to be on my videos. So it's just something they do now. So if you're seeing more ads when you're watching my videos, I apologise. I wish I could change it. I can't. And they're about to show for you now. Hang on a second. Is there a chance I could skip them? If I go into the settings, can I change it? Oh, I think I have. I think I've skipped them. Okay, yay! But if you're watching this afterwards, it may be that YouTube is just going to stick them in occasionally, which is really annoying. I made a choice many years ago to only put them at the beginning and the end of my videos, because YouTube was just going to put them everywhere otherwise. So you have to make a choice sometimes, and that's what I decided. It's not very nice if you're watching a knitting tutorial and suddenly an ad appears right in the middle of an important part of the stitch. That's not going to help you, is it? So a lot of the time that will work, but on some of my videos, YouTube just decides to put them in because they decide to put them in. Okay, that's one thing you don't get in a course. No adverts. It's just knitting. And the same with this knit along. And that's one of the reasons I said, right, we're not doing any of this stuff on on YouTube anymore. We're doing it in a private forum. So yeah, that's a big bonus as well. Now, can I use different yarns? Yes, you can, but you don't really want to use anything other than a yarn that is going to work for you. So the substitute yarn is that video is really going to help you. Just go to the YouTube channel and find that video. It was only a couple of weeks ago, so it will be there and it will be ready for you to watch. But you do not want to knit with a different thickness of yarn, like Aran's chunky or super chunky or even 4-ply. This is a DK pattern, and it needs to be a DK that will work as a substitute for this yarn. This King Cole homespun DK is pretty good, and the other one was, it was Recreate. I tell you what, I'm going to look it up. I can't remember what it's called. It might have been Stylecraft. Yes, it was Stylecraft yarns. They have made yarns for a very long time. When I came back to knitting, in my late 20s, because I'd had to stop knitting for a while. That was where I went for my yarns. So they have been and they had been creating yarns for a long time then. So I do trust them. This one is recycled yarn. A lot of their yarns are synthetics. So that's really why I stopped knitting with them. And this is a recycled yarn. So all of the fibres in this are recycled. So that's Recreate from Stylecraft. So that's one suggestion I would definitely say is a decent substitute for the Rowan Felted Tweed DK, which is the actual yarn that we're knitting with. Yeah, if you use a 4-ply yarn, basically your cow's going to be smaller. If you use Aran or chunky, it's going to be much, much larger. So the gauge is different and it's going to end up a completely different size. So you don't want to do that. And you don't want to mix the weights up either. You don't want to knit with one of them and one of them and one of them, for example, because the yarns won't blend together as you're knitting the stitches. You really want to knit with the same yarn all the way through for the 3 different colours. So that's one thing to note as well. One more question. Okay. How long is the knit along? And what if stuff gets in the way, like life happens and I can't get into the forum and the tutorials? Right. So the knit along, like I say, it starts this Saturday, the 7th of September. Exciting stuff. So it's going to start on Saturday and it will go for the next 4 weekends. So we will close on Sunday, the 29th of September. So it's pretty much all the way through to the start of October. And that is 3 weeks over 4 weekends, which gives us time to get into all of the tutorials, knit the cow, do everything that you want to do, and ask me all the questions that you want to ask me. If you cannot get in, all of the questions and all of the community will be there for you to look at and read and utilize. The community won't be open to anyone else after that. It will close, but the tutorials you'll be able to use them. And at some point, those tutorials will be available in a different way as well, but I'm not sure when. So if you want those tutorials and you want to knit this cow, then go for it now. If you miss a week or two, the tutorials are still going to be there for you. It used to be that you'd lose your access after, say, 6 months, but you can have it for life now. Yeah, just go for it. And life means as long as I'm on the internet teaching knitting, really. It doesn't mean forever and a day, because my life might be shorter than your life and all of this kind of thing. But I don't have any reason to go anywhere right now. Okay. The only other question I've had is oh, I thought of it then and I didn't write it down. I can't remember now. Never mind. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I will answer them. It was to do with the forum and I can't remember now. How long is the knit along and what if life happens? I don't know. It's 4 weekends and it's 3 weeks. Like, honestly can't remember what I was going to say then. That's what happens when you do a live. I've only just had lunch. Maybe it's going through me. My brain isn't connecting to the energy I've just taken. I better have my coffee. Right. It's been lovely chatting. Like I said, if you have any questions, put them in the chat, put them in the comments. And it is easy to get in. Go to the website. I've put the link in the chat. The link is also in the comment, the description below. And I will pin it in the comments too. To join the knit along, go through that link to the website. And there on the website, you just have to choose the digital access and go through checkout with it. It's an easy win. It's an easy thing to do. Oh, I have had questions about these before. I didn't knit them. This is knitted by Gudrun. She's on Instagram, and that's the only place she knits and shows her stuff. Can I get the focus on me again? I don't know. She is called Knitty Kids, and she knits little things like this, and they are so cute. She's in Canada. She loves designing individual, new, unique little kids like this. And I asked her for the purple one with the bee and the pride heart, the rainbow heart, with the white rabbit. So I love this one. She's got a hoodie on. So if you'd like one of these, she doesn't sell the patterns. Everything is designed individually, and it's just not her thing to write patterns out and anything like that. But if you want one, this is lovely. Yeah, so people have asked me about these cuties before. I thought you might like. Hey there, Louise. I won't be doing the knit along as I've got so much to do. Is it? Yes, yeah. I know you are knitting so much at the moment. Bless you. Live for me now. This might be interesting to you. I did have a question the other day saying, "Do you have ill health or something?" Because it just get that feeling from you. Yeah, I've had long-term health conditions since I was a teenager. Actually, I was first diagnosed when I was 12, almost 13, and it means that I've had to say in the last few years, because it was getting too much, I have to work much better with my health telling me a lot more than me deciding I'm going to do something and just hoping my health will be there for me. So when it comes to lives, I've said I will do them, but they're going to be more impromptu. So put your notifications on for the Knit with Hannah channel if you want to know when they're appearing. I cannot really forecast when I'm going to be well enough. For example, yesterday was pretty much a spend the day in bed day, and I just got dressed so I could go for my haircut once Nick got home. So he drove me to the hairdressers. I had my hair cut and then came back again, and I got in bed. So today I've actually had a Zoom call with a friend of mine who also runs a creative business. So we do that most Thursdays if we can manage it. And yeah, I thought, right, I'm okay, I'm dressed. I'm in the mood for this. So I went and had my lunch, made myself a coffee, which I have here. And that means that I can just come on here and say, hi, do you have any questions? And I will look out for the comments as well. But this is about living a life that works for the individual. And it's the same thing with knitting. I have knitted, the only thing I've done this week, I did a little bit of knitting at the weekend. I was finishing off ribbing, and Monday evening I was sitting there sewing up seams. So all of that, it does add up, and it means that I'm seeing things like finishing, because actually doing the finishing at the moment is really nice to see. I've had stuff waiting to be finished just sat in my bag. And I think, okay, well, I'm going to let it add up a bit because I actually quite like watching it happen and seeing these things finished. So actually sitting there and seeing a couple of things finished on Monday. I know I will do another session this week, um, possibly this evening, maybe Friday or Saturday. A little bit more finishing, and I will see. See things happen. So it's nice to see. It's it's nice to recognise I don't have to do this every day. Um, I know there are many of you who are here as knitters, and part of that is it's a supportive hobby. If you have health conditions of any type, and a lot of it is about recognizing it doesn't have to be every day, it doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be lots of things, and we don't need to compare ourselves to others. There are lots of videos out there that says, look how many things I've knitted this month. That used to really frighten me, because I thought that all of these other people, like my audience, would want to see me doing that as well. But I just do not have the capacity to knit lots of things every month. So while I have the knowledge and the experience and the decades of knitting now, it really is a big part of why I knit and how I knit and how I live my life with the Knit with Hannah um, business as well. I cannot do as much as everyone else. I do not work as many hours as many people, and this business is doing what it can, and my knitting is doing what it can. So yeah, these live videos happen when they happen. Thank you so much for being here and for joining me. And I do hope that you've enjoyed it or appreciated it. If you've watched it as well afterwards, so do put that hashtag replay at the end as well in the comments, and drop any comments in the question below. Drop any questions in the comments below, if you have any. I would love to know anything, and I'd love to help you, because let's all meet up in the knit along. I know there are lots of you already in the knit along, but it would be great to just knit stuff together. We can't really do that very well on YouTube. I love doing it inside this private forum. We feel more able and more comfortable to chat in a deeper way about all sorts of things in the knit along that perhaps we probably wouldn't do in the YouTube. And we get longer, more detailed videos inside there as well. So it does give you more support as we get going in the knit along. Right, I'm going to say goodbye. And thank you for joining me. Thank you even for just dropping in. And I know some of you will have dropped in and go, oh yes, I will come back and watch that later. So thank you for doing that. And I will see you again soon. I think there's a short scheduled for tomorrow, so you will see that. And I have a video ready for next week, I think. So you can enjoy that one as well. We are obviously not talking about the knit along after this, but we're diving a bit deeper. We've got longer videos coming up. I do hope you enjoy them, about all sorts of little nuanced details about knitting that I have covered before, but in a much broader sense. So we're looking at them. Some of them I think, cool, this would be a good course, wouldn't it? Or a good masterclass. But you can have it on YouTube, why not, eh? So you've got some interesting stuff coming up, just as we're getting into knitting again, here in the UK, in the northern hemisphere. I mean, for goodness sake, it's raining, it's grey outside. I've got a winter cardigan on, for goodness sake. What is going on? Yeah, knitting, keeping nice and cozy is definitely suitable for this time of year. So I'm building up the content so you can really get some more information and feel a bit more confident once you know all of this stuff. around your knitting. Okie dokie. Stop talking, Hannah. I will see you again soon. Bye for now, and happy knitting.